Well, good morning everybody. It's been quite a while since I've been able to make a video. I have been super busy and I also have injured my arm. I was doing some painting and somehow my bicep snapped, and it's been kind of difficult for me to do any project without pain, and some things I just couldn't do, like lift and stuff like that. But as you can probably see, my garden has filled out with its perennials. So if you look back on my April video, you can see me where I have talked about this area here and how it was just starting to come up. But we are now towards almost the end of May, and everything has come alive. The wisteria is the only thing that's looking kind of still dormant. There is some activity on it. I don't think I'm gonna get any blooms. If you saw my video on me pruning that puppy because he was going up into this tree really bad, I probably forfeited a lot of the blooms. I don't think it cared for the cutback either, but usually this comes alive around June. But I have started some wisteria starts. I gave some to my daughter-in-law and she wanted a Chinese wisteria, so I gave her that. And I also have a couple of my own sitting underneath my bird baths over here. So I don't know if you can tell how much work I've been doing, but I have been doing a few projects. I have finished planting over here. I have been trying to power wash these off. I have done 3 coats of stripping so far, and I think this is the original paint now, finally. And so I still need to, I'm going to let them dry, try another, some stripper on it and see if I can get the rest off. I would like to just have these natural, or I would like to stain them, not paint them, so that they're more of a natural stone look. Anyway, so as you can see, my bleeding hearts have almost finished blooming. I have columbine that's starting to go. My trillium, which is right here, had beautiful white blooms and is now pink, and they're kind of drooping. My heucheras and all that are really coming alive. So if you look at my April video, you can see that, well, this is a cannon in the way. I gotta repot that still. But this one was looking really sad. Look how much it's come alive. Midnight Rose Coral Bell has a beautiful variegation to it. Pinks, whites, and greens. And then this one was looking not too bad, and that one as well. But I got 2 new ones, and oh, they're very, very beautiful. Look how the hostas have grown since my last video. Isn't that incredible how they can just fill out? Mosquitoes are just starting to come alive here in Michigan. I don't know how they're doing by you, but ooh, they are starting to say hello. Got my first bite a couple days ago. But here are my 2 new ones. These are both heucheras. I got these at Garden and Beyond in St. Clair, but I was at Wojo's nursery, which is kind of out towards Orchard Lake. That is a place to go if you're ever in Michigan. But this one's called Carnival Watermelon. It's beautiful. It has like these beautiful veining, beautiful, I don't know, kind of a reddish, just very, very pretty. And then this one is Delta Dawn, which I think is a great name for it. Very beautiful. And it's got a nice look to its leaves as well. So anyhow, these are some other ones I've had. Those are doing really well. I'm starting to become having a very big collection of heucheras. So let me get out of these wet hostas. We had a lot of rain yesterday, some big downpours. And as you can see, I also showed these. These heucheras are coming back good. This one I especially love. It has such a beautiful silver leaf to it. It just kind of sparkles. Very, very pretty. This one looks very similar to the one over there. Anyhow, and then the lighter colored one over there is called Citronella. An update on my maple tree. I thought we had some cold spell I thought this was bugging it, but it is dying back. And I read it could be ants. So I saw a bunch of ants on it. So I put some ant killer around here. Not a big fan of doing stuff, but I put like these granules, supposed to kill other things besides ants. I put that around there and I sprayed the tree. And I am losing a lot of limbs, so I hope I don't lose this tree. It could also be, what do they call it, canker, because the bark is kind of looking nasty down here, but it is healing itself. So it's like, you know how a tree can tell it's healing itself when it has these ridges in it. It's starting to close itself in. I kind of clean this away. I do see some snails in there right now, but I don't think they could do huge damage unless there was like millions of them. So I'm just hoping that this tree doesn't die, because this is a gift from a friend and I would hate to see it. And it's getting so nice and tall. Anyway, so pond update. Pond is looking better. As you saw in my other video, I did lose my one turtle. I did bury it, but the other turtle that has lived in the pond its whole life is alive and doing well. We have a new system from Aquascape that we have put in here, and it's a maintenance thing and a clear thing, and it's supposed to automatically put the stuff in. Now it is looking somewhat better, so I'm very happy about that. Lilies are doing great, as you can see. Tons of blooms on those. I have 2 lilies here that I planted in another video, and they are not showing life at all. So I'm very disappointed. When my husband gets his long pants on, for what do you call it? Waders, thank you. Come to my mind eventually. I'm going to have him go down there and look at it. You can see Mr. Turtle there. He thinks he's getting fed today, but he gets fed every other day some salmon, because that's how a friend of mine did it. So anyhow, that's a little update on them. The fish are very healthy, no problems. We do salt our pond. You can decide on that if you want or not, but boy, when we salt it, we have no problem. Look how beautiful this Japanese maple's looking. Oh, it's so pretty. It's doing so wonderful. I had to prune the other side a little bit so I could walk by here. So I got to watch, like here, the branches hitting the, well, got rain on it, so if I shake it, the limbs might go up, but I might cut some of the bottom limbs so this doesn't touch that. And anyhow, in here, look at the sedum, how it's coming along. This ground cover, it's not a sedum, sorry. But look how beautiful it's coming. And it's just starting to bloom like I told you. It always likes to bloom beautifully. So it's just a great ground cover. I love it. It's almost completely surrounding this. And then of course my Japanese grass here is looking wonderful. Here I have my little collection started of geraniums. And there's my other one. I overwintered those down in the basement. Here, oops, the storm knocked this one over. I gotta get these in the ground still. I have 3 of these. What are these? Not gladiolas. I always want to, I don't know. There's too many names in my garden. Orange tip white. Oh, dahlias. Yeah, it's like cheapers. So I have 3 dahlias I still have to put in the ground. So let's look back this way. So here, my perennial bed is doing wonderful. This is my sun-loving one. Over here is pretty sun-loving as well. I have overwintered my Cleopatra and started her a little bit early so she wouldn't be wimpy when she came out. And she's doing great in her pot. And before I walk over towards my one other peony, you can see how, look at these lilies, how big they're getting. This one is so thick. I don't even think they need the supports around them. They're just huge. The only one that's not doing as well is, it's either my orange one or my yellow one. I think this one is yellow and that one's orange back in there, this low one. These other ones are doing really well. I have a lupine over here that's doing really well. Its bloom is starting to come up. I have another lupine over there that's the purple. I'll show you that in a minute. So everything in here is coming along. My foxgloves are starting to bloom. Oh, I have all kinds of yummies coming up here. The only thing that kind of did really bad is some of my irises in here. They really got eaten up by slugs. I did put some slug all on there, so I might not get as many blooms from that. We'll see. Here's some of the other stuff. I did try to cut this back. This had a hard winter, so I cut back the back just to see what it would do. And it's starting to push some new growth right in the center. So I'm hoping that that'll fill out a little better. I think I need to spray it with some copper fungicide stuff, because I do see like a very light amount of fungus down in there. I don't know if you can see it. So I think because of all the rain, it really likes it dry in this area more. Here's I call it my koi plant. Has a longer name, but I just love the color of this. Just a beautiful pop of orange. And lilies are coming along. This is a proven winner, and these are the Blue Label Russet Sage. And this one is not doing as well as these two. So anyhow, but these are supposed to flop more, they say. I don't know, maybe not. But these are supposed to not flop. This is a transplant from this being over there. It was way too wet. It's still hanging on. The rhizome that's underneath it seems to be alive. So this is in recovery mode. Here's my daisies. I have, what are these little guys called? It's a, blooms a purple bloom. I want to say it's balloon flower. It's coming. And this one, I don't know, this is supposed to be more of a zone 7, and I cut it back, and it did not like to cut back at all. The one part I didn't cut back is alive. Isn't that funny? So I got to see if this comes back. That's pretty sad looking. This here is a weed, or it's a sprout of something, and then this is beautiful. I know this is angel wings something. It's just beautiful. I love this. It looks so icky in the spring, early spring. But that's come along really nice. My pawpaw tree, I think, might be making some pawpaws this year. The little tree over here, unless last night it fell off, there looked like there was one that's sticking. Nope, it's still there. I don't know if I can show you, but right in here, there is one that's staying. I hate to touch it because I'm afraid I'll do something to it. So I'm going to see if that one will make a pawpaw. And then this, it was loaded with blooms. So I'm going to see. I didn't self-pollinate. I was going to, and I just didn't get around to it. So anyhow, then I have my one grapevine that I had pruned in a video and I showed. Looks like part of it came away from the trellis. I'll have to try to re-stick that on. It's doing good. It got a whole bunch of worms, so I had sprayed it yesterday with BT. I also did, my other one over there was really bad, and then my third one is not that bad, but I did spray it. So before we go over there to the other grapes, here's my bed so far. I have snap peas growing. I have tomato plants I did from seed. I have one here. I don't remember which variety is which, but I did have like, the Amish paste is over there. This one is one of the tomato ones, so it's either a blue cream or a lemon delight. And then I had some pineapple, sweet cherry, and here's some peppers. I have more peppers to come out here, but they're still really small. Here I have some trees. This is a tulip tree. This is just a bush that grew wild. It's a yew. And then this was part of my other variegated Roses Sharon that had two. So I put one in a pot and put it over here. So I'm thinking about putting another one somewhere else. And then here I have a linden tree that's growing really nice. I put it in a little deeper pot so the roots could get a little deeper. There's some more of my cherries. And then look at this. Look at, I cannot believe how tall these are. These are as tall as almost my chin. So this is the difference between planting your garlic in the fall and planting your garlic in the spring. So these are probably about 12 inches tall. Oop. Well, I have a walnut tree planted here from the squirrels I got to get rid of. But look at the difference. I can't believe it. There's another set I did over here. And that's just amazing. Now these raspberries over here, I cut to the ground. And they're already looking really great. You can see my fig tree collection. I have 60 of them now. I was at 110 at one time. We have had tons of rain, so I do not need to water them on my watering system, but they are all hooked up. So I do have a video on watering systems and how I set up my rainbird in the different parts. I hope you could check that one out if you'd like. I made it, I don't know, a year ago or so. But I also have a fig collection episodes that you can see some of those. Here's my other raspberries. They're doing good. I am going to redo this one, but I'm going to wait to see what variety I have in here because I do have one golden raspberry in here that I would like to keep. So I'm going to mark them and then save those and dig the rest out because they're very similar to the ones I have here. So I want to make this bed into different raspberries, which I will go over here and show you my other raspberries. But first I got to open up my greenhouse because I have figs in here as well. So this is my experiment on my figs. These are some varieties that need a longer season, and I am going to try them all in here. This gets to 110 degrees, but with the windows open, they do get a good breeze, and they seem to not have any issues as long as I water them. So anyhow, they're doing good. They're in here doing their thing. So let's go back over here, and I'll show you real quick my other raspberries I bought. When I lived in Pennsylvania, we always had black raspberries, and they were so delicious. So I have gotten 2 different types. I'm thinking this is the one from Pennsylvania. This is a true blackberry, very pricky. Oh my goodness, I think there's... No, okay. I thought there was another tree in here that this color here got me going, I thought, but it's new growth. They're doing really well. I have them in here to keep them contained. This one is the goldenberry. So he's doing really well. This was one stick I bought in the store at Meijer's. So it's a grocery store. This is the stick. And it had a new growth coming off of it, and it's doing really good. But look through them. You got to find a good one. Make sure you see some new growth. And then this one is Brandywine. Let me get the tag. So this one is raspberry Brandywine, and it's got an interesting bloom on it. I don't think this is the one I have from Pennsylvania. It's very thorny. So, but looking forward to seeing what I get out of these. And then over here is my 2 Amish paste, and I put some marigolds. And here are my grapes. This one never produced for me, so I'm super happy. This is supposed to be the seedless grape variety, the purple grape, and it's got all kinds of new shoots and everything. It's loving its life here. Just didn't work on my fence line, but this one was just loaded with worms. And I don't know if you can see it from here, but oh, just loaded. So I really sprayed that. I'll probably spray it again to make sure. Real quick look here at my blueberry bush. Look at all the, I mean, this thing was just loaded. And I don't know what varieties these were. I bought these so long ago, I never thought about varieties, I guess. This one isn't as loaded, but this one's doing super well. This is my area I'm trying to clean up. And in my last video, I said I was going to make this bed smaller. So here it is. It used to be way out here like this. The center I could never do anything with, so we made it smaller, kept it this way. I'm just going to put some simple things in here that like shade more, so that my grape, since it's planted in here, I didn't want to eliminate this completely. So this is going to be a nice bed. I still have to do its watering system. It's been cut. I need to pick this up. I have sprayed this. Now, I am not a big Roundup lover at all, but I just cannot, with my arm, be out here and get rid of all these weeds. So I did spray them. I'm thinking about putting cardboard down here, or I'm going to make this into grass. In my other video as well, I was talking about the grass seed over here, and I'll show you that later. It's coming along really, really well. But I cleaned up also this dumping station I had here, like a recycling compost bin. I have gotten rid of that. I need to get rid of this thing in the trash. So I took the dirt and reutilized it. There was some really nice dirt in there. So I'm doing that. I also have these raspberries over here that I have been trying to eliminate. I dig them out every year. They keep coming back. I must leave a root. So those are being sprayed as well. I just can't keep dealing with this. So that is another thing I have done, and also have gotten rid of most of my gooseberries, but one gooseberry bush right there. And walk down this way. I got some snippets off of my forsythia bush, and look at this long branch. It's so long. I'm going to cut it back. I just thought I'd make sure that this was growing very well before I did snip it back. And I also said that I was going to move my beech tree, and it is loving it here. I think this is going to have a nice way of growing right here and just being very happy. And then I have two more wisteria bushes. I'm not sure if that one's made it, and one there, that one has made it. It's really, really tiny. So this is another area I've been trying to get all cleaned up, looking nice. Everybody has a spot that we wish we could get rid of. And so this area as well, I'm getting bit. This area as well, I cleaned up quite a bit. There was all kinds of junk here, and I have moved it back over here. It's stuff that I can use. So now I don't see it in this area as much. Here are some of my big fig trees. If I showed you in another video about the ambrosio beetle, I think I'm saying the beetle right. This tree was the only tree affected. And I dealt with it this time by, I took a needle and I stuck the needle in here and killed the ambrosio beetle, and then I sprayed it. And it did, I had quite a few on there. It's hard to see all the little points of where their entry were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think there were like about 10 spots that tried to get in there. Well, I just went in there and killed it. There's been no more activity. So I think I have accomplished it. The tree looks really healthy. This is a Chicago Hardy. It is the only one that got affected this time. I also put on new tags so I can read them quicker. It was always difficult for me to read my metal tags, like this one on the raspberry latte. It's so hard to read, but they last well, so I'm not going to take them off. And it's always good to have a lot of proper writings on your figs. Sometimes I write on the trunk with a marker just to make sure that if the tags fly away. I've had blue jays take my tags, and these are nice. You can read it really quick. I don't know how long they'll last out here, but anyway, that is something else. All my trees seem to be doing really well. I have cleaned up this is my official herb garden. So I really weeded this really well. It still could use some weeding. Little weeds here and there. Like here you can see some of the little clovers. This is a good time to weed after it rains. Sometimes and sometimes it's better to weed certain weeds when it's really dry. But anyhow, this is my bad section, which is going to lead into another area that we've been wanting to get rid of, and that is the swing we had for our son. It has been cut up. So we've been reutilizing these pieces of wood here for along the fence, which I need to make them look a little better, but we just set them here for now. I need to dig it out and kind of clean it out. I have logs and things. So we're going to put those there. And then this area we've been really tweaking. We got this mulch for really cheap at Menards. It was $1.90 something, but on sale for the 11% off that they do, it was $1.69, I want to say. So this is, let me think. We got 12 bags in 4 bags. So 16 bags is spread. Sweat over. Oh my goodness, that squirrel jumped down. It scared the crap out of me. Oh, just plopped down right next to me. Phew. Okay. So in this area right here, I got a new bush, a viburnum. And this is, I've always said I don't like viburnums. There's one you don't want to get. You want to feel the leaf. I had mentioned that in another video where I eliminated my last viburnum bush that I had. But underneath you'll feel it's like furry and it looks white. And that'll just make you gag when you, very itchy. I'm not a big fan of those. But this one's like a smooth one. Really like this. It makes nice pom-poms. It's supposed to get quite large, so she'll fill in this whole area. So, boy, the squirrels are busy in here. So this is an area, this is where the swing was, and it's still nice and open here now. It's gone. I was thinking about using it as a chicken coop, but until Marysville can change their rulings on that. Boy, those squirrels are just all over the place up there talking and chirping, doing their thing. Okay. But I got two, oh my goodness, rhododendrons. This one is red. I just purchased this one. And this one I purchased really early in the spring. It's been in ground and it's got super new growth. So this one's a little behind. I think it's a little bit neglected from the, what do you want to say, the nursery, because, you know, it's just a big box store. He doesn't look as green as that one. I could show you the leaf here, how that looks versus the one over here that's been in ground, how much darker it looks because it came from the nursery quicker. But look at all the new growth. Love it. It should like really fill this up nice too. Boy, they are just up there making all kinds of needle messes coming down on me. I planted some ajuga. Ooh, that's really, you can't see that very well. The ajuga here and here and there and there, and just planted it around so that hopefully I won't have to buy as many chips down the road. But this was pretty inexpensive, so very happy about this area and how it's looking. Let me back up so you can get a better view. Doesn't that look nice? It looks really nice. I put that thing around it when it was little, the tomato cage, because I didn't want anyone walking over it or the dogs bothering it until it really got going. And then over here where I did my dogwoods, where I had a yellow, red, and this one is just struggling. I don't know what's up with it, but it hasn't looked really good this spring. But look at the leaves. They're like they're stunned. It's very weird. There's a few coming all the way out right there. So I don't know what's bugging this. I mean, this is exactly from the same lot, and that one red twig is fully leafed out, looking good. The tops are looking a little funky, so I'm not sure what is ailing the red twig dogwoods, which is like almost like a weed bush. They just grow like weeds. But I have here my lily of the valley that's doing really well. And this area is still, ooh, it's wet over here. This area is still a work in progress, trying to eliminate some of the ferns so that my hostas and stuff. Oh, I got Jack in the pulpit growing over here too. Man, I got Jack in the pulpit growing everywhere. So, and then my lilac bush did bloom this year. I'm going to give this a little bit more of a pruning this year. You know what? The lilac has got some issues as well over here with it. What could be in the ground that's causing this? This weird stunt growth. See how those look? If you know, let me know. That's really weird looking. I don't see it on that other bush over there. I don't know. Do you think... I don't know. It's only on a couple branches. Oh, and it's on this bottom part of the branch too. All right, well, anyway. So let's go walk over to the other part of my garden. So my redbud tree that started from a seedling, just grew there, is doing really great. I did have to stake it to make it nice and straight, but it's doing its thing now, and it looked like a fan like this, like a hand fan, and it's really branched out all over the place now. It's just really looking nice. It kind of shades early morning, this tricolored beech, and it's doing really well. I did spray it just to make sure again that no insects eat it up, because this one always gets wormy as well. But oh, the leaves on it are just beautiful. It really seems like it come in its own for color this year, which just makes it look beautiful. I'm just loving it. So here's my new bush. This one is a cedar. This one is not a cedar. It's a little different in variety. This one likes to stay more light green, and it does, notice on the city here where I live, has two of them, and I looked at them, and they do have a little yellow tinge to them. So I don't know if that's just the way they look or what, but anyway. This one is doing really good here. I'm very happy. I love the blue look to it. I'm probably gonna have to move this a little bit out because it's a little close to the bush, but I was waiting. And then this here is an Alaskan forget-me-not, and here's the one I was telling you about. The it's called Sugar Tip Rose of Sharon, and it's got a beautiful variegated leaf, and it's coming back great. But it had two of them. Oh, there's a little pine tree trying to grow. So I protected it with this so that the rabbits don't eat it in the winter time. So you definitely want to do that. Rabbits love to come and snip things. So I did this, and it's doing well. I'm hoping it grows a little bigger than this. So this should give some shade. Oh, there's Mr. Turtle. Hi, Mr. Turtle. How are you? He's looking for me for some food, but not until tomorrow. You were fed just yesterday. So anyway, there's a look this way. And you notice some beautiful bright thing blooming over here? Let's go over there and look at that. So we're gonna go this way to go look at it, because these are blooming really pretty. This thing is loaded. There's a beautiful, beautiful bumblebee up on the blooms here. So, oh, another thing that went wrong is my phone died, just completely had the phone went black screen and died on me. I did everything I could to get it going. All those things you see on YouTube about restarting your phone. I have an iPhone, and it would not come up alive, no matter all the things I did. So I'm gonna have to take it down to the Apple store sometime and have them look at it, because I need to erase my data on there before I could sell the phone. They do sell those phones for parts, but we shall see. So this is a new phone that I have, and it doesn't have as good a camera, so I can't zoom in as well right now. So anyhow, this is blooming. Let's go over and see those beautiful poppies. And here's my baby grass. Isn't it coming along nice? So I really like this because all these chips is just a weeding nightmare. So I've decided that I am going to start making some grass over here and reutilize these chips in my other beds. But I think that'll make a nice little pathway through here. I plan on making this grass to here, and then a little bed I'll leave here for the trees. So anyway, let's go over here and look at that poppy. And there's the cedar. Nuka. Look how expensive this is. Now, we bought it on sale in the fall, and the first one died, and they give you a replacement. Technically, they give you the difference. Like, so we bought it for 100, I can't remember what it was, 130, and they told us we had to pay the extra for this price for spring. But the lady was really super nice, and she ended up giving it to us without us having to pay the extra, because that's a boatload of money for a bush to die. But anyhow, that's the name of it. So I'm just watching it like a hawk and waiting to see, because it has yellowed in here some more, and it starts to worry me when things start to yellow and look sad. But it was just transplanted, so I'm just watching it. But here are these beautiful, oh, this is called fire something. I'll see if I can dig up the name, put it on the screen, but aren't they gorgeous? Look at that inside. It's just like, I don't know, it's just gorgeous. Yum, yum. Oh, beautiful. All kinds of beautiful buds on it. Oh, I just think it's gorgeous. Love it. And then look at this beautiful columbine underneath. I love all the columbines, but this one is very pretty. So I'm going to go back around this way. There's my white peony there. I did walk by my other pink one and I didn't talk about it, but it's doing well, not as well as these two, but it's doing well. It's really old. I've had it for a long time. It came from my husband's mother. So anyhow, we had a lot of rain. It's really wet over here and I have the wrong shoes on. But as you can see from here, my hydrangeas are doing well. They are coming alive up the limbs, so I'm kind of waiting a little bit more to prune those. Let's see where I can walk here. And all these are just doing really, really nice. I did get a replacement for my other one. It died. I re-looked this up on the internet. And it says it likes it wet. And I had my other one over there, and it just wasn't getting wet enough, and they do like some sun, which it said full shade. So I don't know, sometimes read your tags when you buy something that you are not familiar with and what they do. I cannot name it's a rosemary. I don't think it's like a true rosemary. It's probably just in the family, and I don't have the tag on it, but it blooms a beautiful blooms of pink on them. And look at all the new growth on this one. So it's really loving its life here. So I'm hoping that it continues. This is definitely a wet area. So, and over here, I got myself a new bee balm. I have some other bee balm in the other area. I'm going to transplant some that I have on the other and put it over here because it's such a wet area, and see if maybe a couple like back in here, because I have some cardinal flowers. They love it wet as well. This is always a bad area. It's very weedy because of the weedies over here. Really love to come in. I did whack that back quite a bit in another video. I think I talked about whacking this back because the brambles that are over here do not produce any blackberries, and they are just pricky, and I just completely cleaned it back quite a bit. So anyway, back to here, I have my iris. This is my white one. It's a shame. It's really, really, really wet. This one is a little bit of an older bloom. This one is more new looking. Just love the white. Beautiful. I was hoping to see I think that one's burgundy. And it's not blooming this year. So I'm still waiting to see what color that is. But at least I know this is white. And look at this one. This one's a beautiful purple. Gotta watch my footing here because of the wetness. Isn't that beautiful? So this is a rose bush for my friend. I think it's a semi-climber. So I have trained this one to go around this part, and this one I'm gonna try and pull back this way so that it's staying a little bit more on here, can weep, you know, this way, and then this one can weep that way more instead of it going already caca this way, that way. So, but this was doing so well, and it is not coming back. I have the worst luck with columbines. It's supposed to be a vanilla scented beautiful one, and it is not coming back. So I'm gonna probably rip this out. It's kind of a blessing, you could say, because I don't like the white trellis, and I was gonna spray paint it black, but I ran out of time and then it started to grow all over it, and I'm like, well, I'll just leave it white. So now if I try something here, we'll see. I did plant a columbine over here. Not a columbine, a clematis over here. It is alive, so I'm gonna wait and see how that one does. So I'm gonna just train it on the fence and kind of make that hopefully look pretty. Hopefully it grows. Wish me luck on those. I'm just, I don't know, bad luck with that. Even my friend has bad luck, and she's 93 years old, and she always kills them. They just die. Something cuts them or something weird happens. But here's the hostas from the other direction. And my almond bush bloomed beautiful. I really need to give this a good cutting this year so that it doesn't look too floppy. But my heuchera bloomed a little bit. It's doing wonderful from Proven Winners. I can't remember if this one's called Wedding something. And this one was one I bought a while back, and you can just see how loaded that is. It's doing wonderful. I need to get rid of my lungwort a little bit from back here so that this has a little bit more breathing room. This lungwort is beautiful. Love the leaf texture. It just loves to take over. I don't know if they've, Proven Winners or another one has come up with a better variety that doesn't spread, but I like this one, so, and I don't feel like getting another one. Oh, I also bought a Jacob's ladder, which I popped in here, but now that this is fully leafed out even further than I thought it would be, I might need to move that so it has a little bit more breathing room. So I might end up maybe putting it, I don't know, somewhere in here or somewhere. I'm running out of room. So, but just love how everything is coming along, and I thought I just got to give you a tour. My new pine tree that I planted right here is doing great, has some new growth. I have to make sure it gets watered here because it's been very dry. These big, huge monsters of pine trees really suck the water up. So it's kind of like an area. It's probably why that rosemary type bush didn't do well, because it was right here and it looked really good for quite a while, but then it just keeled over during the winter. So I don't know if it just got too dry here in the winter. But I can see my white bleeding heart is blooming pretty still there. And my other bleeding heart is there. So I have 3 of them. 1, 2, and a set of 3 over there. So anyhow, that is pretty much that. I'll go walk over to my other new bed that I did last year as well and show you how that's doing. There's my little pond and a view out this way. And let's go over here where I said I did my new stuff. So over here is the new area. This is where I did a little island and show you how to edge some different ideas. So this is my variegated red twig dogwood that's doing super great. And as you can see, the irises are doing really well. And then in the background, I have a couple of hostas just to kind of give it a little something in the background. And then this little bush I had over behind here that you could never see, so I just moved it over here to give a bush. And just beautiful. I can get a little closer to these. Look how lovely that bloom is. Ooh, so scrumptious. Let me see if they smell pretty. Oh my goodness, like a really deep grape smell. Very yummy. And over here is the other bush that I planted last year, doing really well. I wrapped it like the lady said. She said if I wrapped it, it wouldn't get as much yellow on the inside, and it really did help. It's supposed to get quite large, so as it gets bigger, I probably won't be able to wrap it as much. But this is, I never can remember all the different names, but this is the Ferndale Gold Hinoki cypress, if I'm saying that right. And so that's doing well. This is a goat's beard, if you're wondering what that is. And there's my other peony that I got from my mother-in-law, and it's got quite a few blooms on it. And we'll just scan over this way. And just loving my yard. I did quite a bit of projects too. I also painted my bench. I'm planning on staining the post and also part of my deck, but the bloom started to go, and now the pollen's going, and it's just a bad time to start staining. I like to get it done usually before all that, so that I'm not out here in the heat smelling those fumes, because that's not so great. And here, this is my other bee balm. This is more of a, not a wild, but more of a red. And, oh, I got a silver dollar bush. This is kind of a weed that likes to come and plant itself wherever it wants to, but these turn like a silver dollar, but they have a beautiful purple blooms all over it. You probably see it around. Just so you know, if you plant this somewhere, you want to get it before the seeds come out and get rid of it, or it'll be everywhere. And if you want to keep one, just leave one plant. And then I have my Oriental poppies there. But anyhow, that is kind of a quick update on a lot of things in the backyard. I've been hurt. My phone died. I was without a phone for 3 days. That was very unusual, since I grew up in the era where we didn't have phones on us all the time. And then to have it for, you know, the phones that first came out, you kind of had. And then now to these smartphones that, you know, you just do so much on them. So it was weird to not have it. Kind of liberating in a way too, because it focuses your life on things that maybe you shouldn't do. So much phones in your hands. I always try not to eat with my phone in my hand. It just gets put down, so I'm paying attention to my husband or whoever's around me. Anyway, that's about it for this. I also have an update for the front of my yard, so I'm going to make a video about that. I have finished my window boxes, so I will show you my new window boxes. Oh, another thing too is this wisteria right here is just loaded with blooms. So I'll have to show you that when the time comes. But thanks for watching. Sorry it took me so long to get another video out there. I've just been trying to recover my shoulder. It still hurts, but it's way better than it was. So this happened, let's see, end of March. So anyway, hope you're all having a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.